Imagine the sweat dripping off your forehead, down to your face, and right into your nose. It's itchy, isn't it? And what would you do? For me, it all started in 1993 when I was 18 years old. I was walking to one of my engineering classes, and there I spotted a poster. It says, "Free Karate." Now, for a broke college kid, that four-letter word free got me hooked. So the next day, I was the first one in the karate class. Suddenly, I saw three muscular, massive men enter the room. Now I know why it's free. I'm the free punching bag. Then the teacher, who we call Sensei, entered the room with his sweaty karate uniform like he just ran a marathon for warm-ups. Then he says, "We are going to do 1,000 punches and 1,000 kicks." My eyes was just as big as yours. Then he adds the kicker. "Don't wipe your sweat, or the entire class will be doing push-ups." Really? 10 minutes in, I felt it. The sweat dripping off my forehead, down to my face, and right into my nose. It was itchy, it was annoying, and it doesn't matter how much I tried to blow it off, I couldn't resist and wipe my sweat. The entire class had to do push-ups. At the end of the class, I walked up to the sensei and I said, "Sensei, I'm sorry for making the class do push-ups, but I don't belong here." "Don't wipe your sweat." "Sensei, I'm not even sweating, sir." "Your sweat is no different from the distractions in your mind. If you can control the external ones, you can control the internal ones." I had no idea what he meant. But I found myself coming back for the next 4 years. That changed my life. You see, as a young engineering student, I didn't believe in magic. I believed in systems. I thought that "don't wipe your sweat" method was just archaic hazing. But it is exactly what I needed for this modern world. Because what if wiping your sweat weakens your brain? American psychologist Gloria Mark says that our focus shifts every 47 seconds, which means in an 8-hour working day, our attention is being hijacked more than 600 times. More than 600 tiny surrenders. But the solution here is much simpler than we think. Every time when I enter the dojo, Sensei always says, "This is not punishment. This is training. Just like when we do push-ups, we're building muscles. Not wiping your sweat forges your mind." Years later, neuroscience proves what Sensei had known all along. Every time when you resist that itch, you're activating your prefrontal cortex, which is the CEO part of your brain that is responsible for attention and impulse control. These micro acts of discipline rewires your neural pathways. It's like resistance training for your brain. For example, feeling that itch to grab your phone right now? Let it itch. That's one rep. Pushing through boredom in a meeting? That's another rep. You are building your mental muscles. Now, these ancient martial artists did not have MRI machines, but they were able to crack the code. And what seems like pointless sufferings was actually advanced neuroscience in action. But let me share with you how this principle unleashes its magic. Years later, I wanted to write a book about my father and I when we left Vietnam in 1982 after the Vietnam War in order to search for freedom. 25 of us got onto a small fishing boat, and we were lost at sea. The first 5 days, we ran out of food, fuel, and water. We were ready to succumb to the sea. On day 6, dark clouds was approaching the boat. The wind started to pick up, the waves splashing against the sides of the boat, salt water spraying and stinging our faces. I was so scared, I grabbed onto my dad's arm, I buried my face onto his chest. And when the cloud was just right on top of us, death was imminent. But instead, life-pouring rain came down. We grabbed pots and pans and cupped our hands to drink as much water as we could. And minutes later, the clouds parted, sunlight piercing through. The rain gave us hope to continue. And on day 21, we were rescued by the Hong Kong Coast Guard and brought on land. I wanted to write a book about survival and hope, but every single time when I pick up my laptop, I hear a voice in my head. You're an engineer. You're not a writer. Who's going to read your book? So I put my laptop away. One day, my 19-year-old daughter walked into my room, and she saw me looking at the picture of my dad. She said, "Dad, I noticed you've been looking at that picture a lot lately." "Yes, sweetie, I miss your grandpa." She looked down and saw a stack of paper on my desk. "Dad, what's that?" "Oh, I'm just writing about how your grandpa and I got lost at sea for 21 days. "Can I read it, Dad?" "Of course you can." 1 hour later, she walked back to my room, eyes swollen from crying, and she said, "Dad, can you please finish this book? I want to know how you and Grandpa made it." She paused, and with tears brimming from the corner of her eyes, she said, "Dad, one more thing. I want my kids to read this someday. I want them to know about their great-grandpa and you, Dad." In that moment, I just want to pick up my laptop and start typing again. With self-doubt, that internal itch kicked in even harder. And from the corner of my eyes, I saw my daughter's teardrops on the stack of paper. It reminded me of the sweat. And I can hear Sensei's words echo. "Don't wipe your sweat. Take control and finish this book for your daughter." In that moment, I realized this is not just my story, it's my family's legacy. I turned to my daughter and I said, "Sweetie, give me 6 months and I get this done." I picked up my laptop and started typing it again. And each writing session brought battles. Phone buzzing, "Just let it itch." Doubt sneering, "You're not good enough." 2 more paragraphs. Fear clawing, "Len, take the easy road." No, embrace the burn. And after 6 months, I got it done. Thank you, thank you. Bound and real, I crossed another sea, not of waves, but of self-doubt. My friends, what is your sweat? What is that distraction that has been holding you back? You don't need to give in. Focus on what matters most. Because every resistance, that is you rewiring your brain, reclaiming your focus, and becoming unbreakable. The great masters knew it. Neuroscience proves it. Now it's up to you to live it. Don't wipe your sweat. Thank you.